I'm kind of nervous to talk about this because I feel like breastfeeding is such an emotionally charged topic for women. But I really had a hard time breastfeeding my daughter. She was my first, and I wanted to breastfeed. And for me personally, I know this is a very, very triggering thing for a lot of women. It was not a natural process. Everybody told me, and I kind of thought I would just know how to do it. But my daughter was born a couple weeks early, and we just really, really struggled with breastfeeding, and supply was really hard for me. And I think as a woman, at least like I said, for me personally, I can only share my personal experience. It can feel really embarrassing to not have a strong supply of milk for your baby. And I tried for about 3 months. We had to supplement from formula right at the beginning, and I was really ashamed about it. And I learned a lot between having my daughter and then having my son about 2.5 years later. And I had a really much better, it was not easy, by any means not easy, but I definitely had a more successful breastfeeding experience with my son. And one of the things wish I had known and people were talking about more when I had my daughter was hydration and how big of a role hydration plays in breastfeeding. And people told me to drink enough water. I didn't really know what enough was, and I was drinking water. It didn't really seem to make that big of a difference. But something that I have heard more and more women talking about now is using electrolytes when you're breastfeeding, and how much of a difference using electrolytes can make, particularly with your milk supply. So that's something I just want to put out there. I'm at a different stage now. My kids are 8 and 10. Breastfeeding is not something that I have to worry about anymore, but I wish I would have known. I wish more women would have talked about what a difference electrolytes can make in your milk supply. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any clinical proof or evidence, but I've talked to a lot of women who have told me what a huge unlock that has been for them to use electrolytes while they're breastfeeding. And the reason that I am so excited to talk about this is I actually just created an electrolyte with my company, Truvani. And one of the things that my friends were telling me that were breastfeeding was how hard it was to find an electrolyte that had good, actual clean, like what does clean ingredients really mean, right? People say clean all the time and it doesn't actually mean anything. But these electrolytes have no stevia, they have no sugar, and they're flavored with natural organic, or they're flavored with organic fruit extracts. So this is a strawberry lemonade flavor that just came out. It has organic strawberry and organic lemon extracts. So we don't use any fake or sketchy natural flavors. A lot of times you see natural flavorings on a label. It doesn't even have that actual fruit in the product. So really, really clean ingredients, no sugar, no gluten, no stevia. We sweeten ours with a little bit of monk fruit. They're not super salty. We have a bunch of new flavors. So I will link them below. But definitely something to consider if you're a new mom or about to be a mom. Pregnancy is another really important time that hydration can really help with how you feel. I was super sick with my daughter almost the whole pregnancy, and I wish I would have known to be taking electrolytes while I was pregnant with her. So just a little tip. I don't know, any of you moms out there that have done breastfeeding, I'd love to hear, have you tried using electrolytes while breastfeeding? Have you noticed it making a difference? But just putting a little PSA out to the mom is something I wish I had known when I was breastfeeding my babies.